So, hello and welcome to this new episode of Far From Home, a talk with a friend abroad. I'm really happy to have this Wednesday with us Liresa that I met, I think, 2 or 3 years ago when I was working in the Balkans, so in Kosovo and Albania, and we kind of worked together because you were part of our project. So I'm really happy that now we are here, talking together. So welcome. And
Thank you, Viviana. Thank you very much for having me in your show today.
thank you. So I will jump right to the first question. That is about you are now in Dubai and how you ended up there. If you want to share a little bit of your story and how it is there.
So, my story on how I ended up in Dubai is quite simple. Like in December, I got a job offer. So I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't even thinking about moving in Dubai in the future or anything. Like I even for vacation, I thought like I would not visit Dubai because it's like all like fake and not original. So I wouldn't waste money to go there. So it wasn't in any of my plans. So then I get this job offer and they say like you have to decide like very soon because we need someone to join us. So I decided in like 2-3 days, I think. I accept the job offer and I have 1 month, 30 days to move in because that's the time I needed to resign from my old job and move to Dubai. But it went all smoothly because the company here that offered me a job, they took care of visa, they took care of my accommodation for the first month and everything. So it wasn't a struggle. Like I was in Kosovo, I was there, and my only struggle was like to leave the company I was working for, and also to like leave my family I was living with. Like it was the first time I moved and live abroad without them. So like I took my 30 days to be with my family and prepare to come here. But like I started preparing things like in the last week maybe. It all went smoothly, and yeah, I think in the beginning of January I was here. So this is how I ended up. It was quite simple. Not expected. I didn't expect it at all, or I wasn't prepared.
Wow. And how was so for your family? Because sometimes like we need the support of our family, but at the same time for our family is a big deal for them, like seeing us going, and they know it is maybe for our best, but can be complicated.
So yeah, I was in the last years of my life, I was spending a lot of time with my sisters, especially. So one of my sisters is already in the US. So like I was just seeing her during the vacation time. But my other sister, I was living with her, helping her with her businesses, and it was quite tough, like to leave her alone, like after so many years, and all the time we spent together. So it wasn't like I think that was the hardest thing of my decision, like to leave my family back there. But it went all good. And like then I was also hoping to go to Kosovo like quite often or sooner than this, and they didn't happen because of the pandemic. So it wasn't that easy. Yeah.
Exactly. And how was that? Because you just moved and then actually COVID came after a few months. So how it was there for you and with your family back and in a new country?
Actually, when I came here, it was the mid of January, I think, when the first cases show up in the UAE. And I got sick from the chiller. So I started using mask immediately that time. Like it was first cases in the place, I was wearing mask every time. And also other people like started to be like, they didn't know what to expect. So everyone was like wearing mask and being careful. So I remember like it was from the beginning since I came here. I came straight to the pandemic, but it all went like we were just seeing the cases increasing, but we went in a full lockdown I think in the end of March. So from there, like the rules in Dubai were quite strict. So I started using full time from home in the end of March, and we were in a full lockdown. So meaning like I could go out with a permission from the government only for groceries or to buy medication. That those were the two reasons I could go out. Public transport was closed, so we could use only taxi. Taxi driver was isolated. We were like with gloves and masks, and it was like, but working from home worked like done very well for my opinion. So at least that, and also I felt very more safe, more secure to work from home than if I should just come to office during those days.
Yes.
Then from the, I think that for 2 months we worked like we were in this curfew, and then after that, like we had limited hours that we could be out, but we still couldn't go back to office because it wasn't allowed to have more than 5 people together. So I think that only late in July we could go to office only 50%. So I was going to office only 2 days per week, and there has been 2 weeks that everybody's coming to office only, but we still have to wear masks. We have a lot of safety controls and all that.
Yes. But you're doing research, right? So you would also use maybe before to work from home, or work mainly office work before?
Yeah, it was actually always office work and field work. So since the pandemic came, I understood that how easily I could do everything from home, even the field work. So
I know.
During the pandemic, like we had this big project and other projects. Like for example, I'm still doing research in Kosovo. We have some projects ongoing there. So like I had to conduct some focus groups. There were like about 16 focus groups and normally I would have to go to the field, go to Kosovo, and travel to different cities, have people come in the venues and all that. Like it's a lot of work and it's tiring. But because of the pandemic, we just passed on Zoom. Yes. And we did all the focus groups on Zoom and sometimes using Webex. And it was much easier. Much easier than just going in the field. And this is something that like this pandemic taught us, that you can do a lot of work online and not necessarily go to the field. So doing all these focus groups, like for example in Zoom, it was like it felt so easy. Like you can just from your couch, you can just jump from a group to another focus group, have like 15-20 minutes to eat in between, and everyone was there, because when you have like work in the field, like if it's rainy, people will not show up because they don't want to go in the rain and bother. So and using Zoom, everyone was there. It was much more productive. But other than that, even work was much more productive working from home, in my opinion, because to get up 2 hours before and prepare to get food and eat breakfast and prepare to go to office. So I was saved 2 hours of my time. I just wake up 5 minutes before 9 a.m. and started working immediately, and I didn't even bother working after the schedule, because it wasn't that tiring, and you could when I'm in office, after the working schedule, I think about going home, having dinner, so I don't have dinner that late and all that. But from home, that is much easier, because you can have dinner anytime but still continue working. And this it only increased my productivity, definitely.
Yeah, I can share, because I had the same experience. I'm still doing research and training, and I also found that for some, especially the focus groups, Also people that like in person, maybe they are shy, so they don't speak as much. On Zoom, because they can type, so they don't have to unmute and say something, they can type in the chat box. So they are also more active in the focus groups. Of course, there are cons also, but I also found that there are pros.
Yes. Yes, it was also, yeah, in focus group people were much more interactive, and like they could also switch camera off if they weren't feeling comfortable. So it also the information from the focus group was much more like it was more qualitative. And like I mentioned to you, like because of these projects, I was planning to go to Kosovo. Like I must have gone 3 times to now.
Wow.
It has been more than 7 months, and I couldn't go because of the pandemic. Even though like it was easier for me to do all the job, all the projects, still like I wanted to go and also bring some more stuff that I needed and I couldn't bring the first time I came, and especially see my family and all that. So, but all the plans changed. So even though there are no flights for that yet, so it like rare flights, canceled flights. So
It's still
I don't know when
uncertain.
it will be possible again.
Yeah, it's still uncertain, the situation. You don't know when you will come back, when you will be able to.
Yes. Yes, I still don't know when I can travel again. Like from here, even though now the cases are increasing, I think that we may have another wave here. So maybe we go in another lockdown. I don't know.
Okay.
So it's not promising yet, the situation. So
no.
Also in Kosovo, now the state, the cases are increasing very much. Like maybe you have seen it's in 1 million habitants, we have the highest cases of death. So
yes, because I'm following a little bit the news of the region, so the region also I saw, yes, unfortunately. So this is, it is the same also. I'm in Malta, also cases are increasing. So we will see. Everything is uncertain. So we will see. But I have a question for you, because I remember the last time we met, actually, we were in Kosovo and it was Ramadan. So we went for an iftar. And so we shared this amazing dinner. So this year, actually, during Ramadan, you were in Dubai and was during COVID or the lockdown. So how it was there?
Actually, like Dubai is UAE is a Muslim country, so it was much easier. So here there is no time change. So and it was much easier. I fasted, which I usually didn't do in Kosovo. I fasted the entire month because it was much easier for me, because the timing was shorter, and also I was in lockdown during that period, and it was easy without going out. And they here, like there are Muslim, like there are Muslims, the people, like the locals, but there are a lot of expats which are not Muslims. But Dubai is a country like which has a huge cultural diversity, like because we have expats from all over, and it's a city made for expats actually. So everyone can find their self and can feel comfortable in here. So yeah, Ramadan, and even Eid, which in Kosovo wasn't the case always. For Eid, we have full, it's official holiday here. So it's not like we don't have official holidays. I think for Easter's and the Catholic celebration, but we have them for Muslim celebrations. Which is like for me as a Muslim is like good having the Eid off, and
yes.
Even for the Ramadan, I think I was entitled to work part-time because it's a law here. I didn't do that, but I was entitled to that.
Because of the fasting and
Yes, the government makes it possible. So
yeah, that's interesting. And so COVID came and was challenging. And did you find some like resources or something that was useful for you to like go through the lockdown, and then also now, let's say, keep be resilient and wait till you can see your family, or still working and keep
Yeah.
doing your things?
Actually, like I didn't do much. I didn't discover any resources other because I was working all the time, and other than this, like finding new ways to conduct research and to do work. Other than this, there wasn't like much time. And then in the weekends, all we could do, we couldn't go out anything. All we can do is like watch movies or read books. That was the only activities that you could do here. But like one thing that I discovered like is that it came to my mind is like how we don't need like for example cars that much, and how easily like we could just a lot of professions could be done from home, like my profession, and like so so I would not need a car to just go to office and then like pollute the air and all that. So I just hope that a lot of people learn from this experience in that. So like there were people here who were also losing a lot of jobs because their profession here was related to working and like serving and like mainly hotellery and food and beverages. But for some professions, it's really unnecessary to go out of home, like just to step in the office. So this is something that I found from this pandemic.
Yes, I think this is something that most of us like working in this kind of profession realized, and also for the companies, because it's also they can save money. They can maybe not renting like big offices, but just like a place where you can go maybe one per week
Exactly.
for business meeting, and the other time you can really like, and as you mentioned, it is the same for me. I was more productive because I could set up my agenda, and without like spending time in traffic or going from one place to the other, waiting for people to come and then start. And I think that is something that I think, or I hope, that will remain. Of course, we need also to like see each other, interact, and spending time
Yeah.
together, but that is a different.
Yes, exactly. And also another thing here is that like when we went in the lockdown, the weather was good, but right now when we had to go back, the weather is so hot, like this, the humidity is too high, like it's more than 55% humidity, and then it's like 40 to 50 degrees, and it's like working from home just helps you with that struggle, like going out, because going like 5 minutes and take the bus for 5 minutes, you really like just get all sweat from the heat. It's extremely hot.
Yes, I can tell you a story because I was in Abu Dhabi, so another Emirates, in 2011 in August, and it was on holiday, so it was super hot, humidity like more than 50%. It was also during Ramadan, so many places were closed because it was
Yeah.
Ramadan, the holy month. And so it was like what we can do. Like we did all the experiences, but also we spent a lot of time in the malls because it was the only place with like the AC
Yes.
and everything where you.
Yes, exactly. There's like if you come here during the summer, there's not a lot you can do. Definitely, it's too hot. So, like even now, like we are allowed to go out in weekends. There are weekends I'm spending still at home. I got used from the pandemic, but also it's too hot going out. I'm just waiting for the time to get a bit colder so I can just enjoy whatever I see or visit. Because right now it's quite impossible to enjoy going out.
Yes. And also like this year was supposed to happen the Expo Dubai, but it was postponed to next year.
It was postponed.
Yeah, because I was supposed to come in November for like a conference and the expo, but now it's been postponed. And I'm trying to work with like Malta, like the Chamber of Commerce, to see if we can like come and do something also about cultures there with the Maltese stand.
Yeah,
We will meet each other.
yeah, like Yeah, so like whenever you come, let's catch up and let's meet. And yeah, Expo was postponed for 2021. Like a lot of people like had a big hopes on that, and especially the country because of the tourism, a lot of workplaces, but everything went like down. A lot of people left from here because they lost a job, and actually there were before the pandemic they were expecting like to find jobs here because of the expo. So that was another thing here. But things are improving at the moment, hopefully.
Mhm.
Like the tourists started to come lately, but also the numbers increased and that. So let's see how it goes.
Mhm. Yeah, we'll see. And are many Kosovars there in Dubai? Because I know there are like a big Indian community, Pakistani, but what about like your region, your country?
Yeah, like I didn't knew before I came here. I searched some focus Facebook groups, and I found a group. So since I came here, I think I made about 3 friends, which are from Kosovo, but also they have other friends. So there is a community of
Also,
Kosovars here.
good.
So like uh, more than 100, I think that from these friends they some know like 25, 30 other people working together. So it is a quite a big community. I have like now 3 good friends, and I meet with them mostly like more than with other friends because like we have the same habits, the same like conversation and all. But yeah, that was the first thing I looked when I came here, like to find someone from my community here.
Yeah, I think that is extremely important, especially because in your case it was not planned. So it is not planned, and the country is new for you. So I think that was this is why I asked, because it is important, and even more now during COVID, we realize it is also important to have someone from your same community that you can speak language, you can share. Maybe when you also are worried for your family
Yeah.
back home, and so the community is really important.
Yes, definitely, yes.
Good. So
Yeah.
we're almost at the end of our talk. So now there is a message in your language to your country. So if you want to say something.
So okay. So I just want to say to these people in Kosovo that are struggling during the pandemic, I just want to say to them like to be positive, and also I want to say to everyone there to contribute uh, for the prevention of the pandemic. Because not everybody feels that. Like I don't mind having the virus or something. They don't care for themselves, but I have seen that a lot of businesses there, a lot of people are struggling financially because of the lockdown, and maybe soon they will go on another lockdown because the situation is not good. So I would just ask everyone to be careful and to think about the community, not only about themselves, because it's very important for a lot of people who are struggling to get back to normality. I will also say this in Albanian, right?
Perfect.
So kisha pas dëshirë me ju drejtu gjithëve, domethënë personave që janë në Kosovë, secili prej jush e ka një kontribut, e jap një kontribut në parandalimin e përhapjes së pandemisë. Situata në Kosovë për momentin nuk është as e mirë, ka shumë qytetarë dhe biznese që kanë kaluar dhe kalojnë vështirësi financiare dhe emocionale për shkak të pandemisë. Um, Nëse tash vjen edhe niveli i dytë edhe ka më qenë një goditje shumë e rëndë për shumë persona që po hasin vështirësi financiare, andaj ju kisha lutur cilit me jap kontributin e juaj dhe me tregu kujdes. Kurse për ata që po kalojnë në kohë vështira, mesazhi jam është qëndroni pozitiv dhe mos u dorëzoni, shpresoj që situata ka më përmirësu së shpejti. Okay, I think this is it. This was my message. Um,
Thank
So
you.
yeah, this is.
Is the same? Is there any difference between like Albanian and the Albanian in Kosovo, so the language, or is the same language?
Yeah, between Albania and Albania and Kosovo, it's different. Like we have the same grammar in writing. We use the same words, but not in speaking. So
Okay.
I was speaking in Kosovo slang, which is slang actually because the official language is all the Albanians mainly talk it, even though they have some slang. But it wasn't it was in a Kosovo way I talk.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
You must have noticed because you have been in Albania, right?
Yes, exactly. I can no, and I cannot understand, but I was curious, so I wanted to ask you. So
Yeah, it was different.
so thank you very
Okay.
much for being with us. It was really a pleasure to see you, and I'm happy also to see that you are good despite everything. And so keep well. Good luck with everything, and thank you also all for following us. And we will see next Wednesday. Thank you again.
Thank you,
Bye.
Viviana. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye.